All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a tool you probably have open on your computer right now, the spreadsheet. Now, we've all been told that to be a real professional, you need this master spreadsheet, right? But what if that very thing you rely on is actually a massive liability? Let's dig into why that is, and more importantly, what you can do about it.
I mean, really think about it for a second. How many hours have you spent color-coding cells, typing in line after line, chasing down receipts, all that stuff we do to feel organized? But is all that work, is it actually a huge business risk hiding in plain sight? The crazy part is, for most of us, the answer is a big fat yes.
Okay, so let's start by just tearing down this idea. Let's call it the spreadsheet myth. It's this belief that, manually tracking all your finances is some kind of badge of honor, a sign of control. But honestly, in today's world, it's pretty much the exact opposite.
Every single minute you spend doing that manual tracking, it's like you're paying a tax on your own time. We call it the complexity tax. Just think about it. That hour you wasted last week hunting down why a formula was broken, that was an hour you didn't spend landing a new client or, just living your life. That's the complexity tax, and it's stealing your time, your focus, and your opportunities. So here's the bottom line. It's not just that spreadsheets are slow. That's annoying, sure. The real problem is that they are totally unreliable for the stuff that actually matters, the critical financial math. They keep you trapped in busy work and open you up to some seriously expensive risks.
And believe me, it gets so much deeper than just wasted time. Let's actually look at the huge financial risks you might be taking right now without even knowing it, all because of a few little boxes on a screen.
88%. Just let that number sink in. 88. That should be a massive wake-up call. Study after study shows that almost 9 out of every 10 business spreadsheets have major errors in them. We're not talking about a small oopsie here and there. This is a fundamental flaw baked right into the system.
And what does that actually mean for you? Well, here's the scary part. For someone like you, a freelancer, a small business owner, a single broken formula, one little misplaced decimal point, that's not just a typo. That's a tax penalty just waiting to happen. That's an audit you do not have time for.
See, this is that invisible tax we're talking about. It's not just about the lost hours. Are you really tracking the VAT thresholds for every single client you have in Europe? Did you remember to account for the bank's markup on that last international payment? Probably not. And on top of all that, a lot of the so-called solution software out there is just harvesting your data, which is a whole other can of worms.
So I have to ask you, and be honest, is this why you started your own business? Did you chase that dream of being your own boss just so you could become an unpaid data entry clerk for yourself every Sunday night? I'm guessing the answer is no.
Okay, so what's the alternative, right? How do you actually escape this trap? Well, the answer is to stop relying on manual work and gut feelings, and instead shift to something way more powerful and way more reliable. The solution is based on something called high-fidelity logic. Now that sounds fancy, but just think of it like this. It's like having a super smart accountant living inside your computer, ready to do all those complicated calculations for you instantly and perfectly. It's all about swapping out human error for machine accuracy.
And check out how simple this makes everything. This is the AI Smart Expense Tracker. You literally just show it a receipt, any receipt, and the AI instantly reads it, gets it, and sorts it out for your taxes. I mean, just imagine. Instead of spending 20 minutes typing in a stack of receipts, the whole thing is done in like 20 seconds. It's kind of magic.
And this is a really big deal, especially if you care about your privacy. Most of those other software tools, they're uploading your sensitive financial data to their servers. But this system, it stores 0 of your personal data, none. All the math, all the magic happens right on your device, in your browser. Your data stays your data, period.
But look, this is about more than just saving time or even keeping your data private. This is about actually protecting your entire business. It's about building a digital legal shield around everything you've worked for.
$5,000 or more. That's a pretty typical penalty for messing up your VAT registration. For a small business, a hit like that from one little mistake you could have avoided can be absolutely devastating. The stakes here are really, really high.
And isn't this the biggest irony of all? That free spreadsheet you're using, the second it fails to warn you that you've crossed some legal line, it stops being free. In that moment, it becomes the most expensive tool you've ever owned.
And this is exactly why something like a VAT or GST checker is a total game changer. If you do any business internationally, you know what I'm talking about.
Instead of trying to keep track of a dozen different confusing rules, you just click a button. You run an instant check. It tells you right then and there if you need to register. It handles that huge financial risk before it turns into a legal nightmare.
I mean, when you lay it all out like this, the difference is it's night and day, isn't it? On one hand, you've got the spreadsheet trap, manual, risky, invasive, and a total time suck. And on the other hand, you have the logic shield, instant, accurate, private, and basically effortless. The choice is, well, it's pretty obvious.
So let's pull all this together. Look, the days of wrestling with messy spreadsheets and drowning in manual admin work, they're over. The future is all about using smart logic to do the heavy lifting for you, so you can get back to doing what you're actually great at.
And this whole automated approach, it's part of a bigger system for success. It starts with figuring out your real worth with something like a day rate calculator. Then you automate your tracking. You protect your business with a VAT checker, and you can even audit your contracts. It all works together, all powered by that same smart logic.
I want to leave you with this one last thought. All those big, scary things standing between you and, real freedom, all the financial complexity, the legal risks, the admin headaches, they're not impossible mountains to climb. They're just math problems. And the cool thing is, today, we have tools that can solve those problems for us, just like that.
So it's time. Stop wrestling with formulas and start using logic. You can head over to ASAWin and run a simulation right now to see for yourself how much time and money this can save you. It's really time to choose logic over labor, every single time.